Previously on Coupled with Chaos Personal Podcast.
That's what it is. Maybe you fed me some bad meat. It's entirely. I know your meat.
You know
rules.
what? You're doing a lot of random blaming.
What?
Maybe you should just do for yourself,
What?
and then you can be responsible for
Maybe
yourself
it would be,
all the way around. How
maybe
about that?
that's entirely the way things should work then.
Okay then.
What was I
Perfect.
watching?
I'm going to have steak tonight. What are you having?
Whatever. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Let's
that's
wait.
No, it's not what we're having. It's what I'm having.
Let's wait.
3 pounds of sirloin steak.
Let's
that sounds good.
Wait and fight tomorrow.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Coupled with Chaos.
I figured out why I'm having a hard time remembering stuff.
Okay.
Because you headbutted me.
Oh, stop.
You legitimately, really headbutted me.
Whose side of the bed were you on?
Well, let's be honest. So let's describe our bed situation.
I'm not talking
No.
Who
Big-
what
big
else
picture.
was on your
Big
side of the
picture.
bed. I'm just saying this isn't my fault. This was just
it is
an
completely your
accident.
fault. I just
It
want
is
you to know. It's
not.
completely your fault. Let's describe the bed situation.
Who allowed the dog to be on the outside of the bed?
Wait. You're way advancing things past this point.
Because you are going to try to make me look bad.
Let's go to the beginning. The beginning. What size is our bed?
Queen.
We have a queen size bed. You and I, more me than you, are small people.
Yes.
Huh?
What?
I love this. You know what I love? I love being able to get that out of you. Because you agreed. And then you actually, this is what happens.
Because inside, I feel that way.
I think it
And
normally.
this is what makes that a crappy thing to say.
This is what happens.
You're now feeding into my insecurities.
No, this was
Perfect.
a test. We've had people go back and listen on our subscription side, listen to old podcasts. And what they find at least humorous is that while you're talking, that I slide stuff in there that you ignore.
Yes.
And this you did ignore initially. You just agreed with me.
Yes.
And then back there it connected.
Yes.
And you went, hey, wait a
But we've
minute.
talked about how I actually hear you, but I pretend I don't.
You don't. You just block it out.
Yes.
We have a queen-size bed. There are 4 dogs. They're not 15 dogs, but there are 4 dogs that are now in the room with us. Some evenings there are 1, or overnight. Sometimes there are 2 dogs that are in the bed.
For the night.
You sleep with this body pillow.
Yeah.
This body pillow is 12
Standard size.
12 inches wide. And,
It's a
the
standard
length of
body
a
pillow.
It's whatever a body
People know what a
pillow
body pillow is.
is. Not all people know what a body pillow. Maybe most of our listeners know what a body pillow is, but most of the guys do not. This is what a body pillow is. This body pillow normally is on your half of the bed, and you are encased in this thing. You two are one.
Yes.
This is a thing.
Ever since I was first pregnant, I've had a body pillow.
For that body pillow to be there, you are consuming one half of the bed.
Yes.
It's just you and the pillow are one half of the bed.
And generally, I turn to the outside.
You face away from me because...
I have to make room for the body pillow.
Right.
And it's my shoulder. My right shoulder hurts. I can't lay on it for very long.
You don't like looking at me.
No, I actually prefer to face you, but it becomes too painful. And I do it just to touch you and be close to you. But I eventually have to flip because of the pain.
My natural way of sleeping is that I'm in the other direction also. So really, when we're both sleeping in the utopian state, we are back to back. Mm-hmm. Right? You would rather sleep on your right side, and I would rather, or your left side, and I would rather sleep on my right.
I prefer the right, but I have to mostly be on my left because of my shoulder pain.
So this is the norm in our bed. At this point, we have a new foster dog, and she's a little larger than the others, and she likes to be up there. The goal would be that we are so small that if the dogs are at the end of the bed, there really isn't a big problem.
No.
And so there isn't an issue. Although I can't stretch my legs out, I have to bend my legs
Same here.
and sleep. So
because if you allow them on your feet, You can't. You're pinned and you can't.
Occasionally, what happens is they aren't at the end of the bed, and something maneuvers. They're on top of the blankets, and so they move around. And one of them gets in. We have these 1980s style moon chairs that really are dog beds. Is what they are.
They're Papazon chairs.
What are they called?
Papazon.
All right, that's good.
They're not moon chairs.
What's the difference?
Moon chairs are just a folding saucer.
Oh.
These are Papazon chairs. They're much
Technical
larger.
because it's
a bucket on a separate base.
We're upper class, right? We got
they cost upper class, so yes.
So we have expensive. Here's what we have. We have expensive dog beds in our bedroom.
Yeah, that's right.
One is on. We put a blanket over them for the dog
At
to
least
sleep
they don't
on.
chew them up.
And
like they do
like what happens at night is there's a dog in each bed and another on another dog's bed that wasn't theirs. And now that there's a fourth dog, things happen.
Yeah.
So
they're playing musical sleeping.
So this dog's in the bed. Helen, the new dog, who's not ours yet.
Who's not really new because she's been here since November.
Seems like it's been a while. She's on the floor here.
She came the weekend before Thanksgiving.
And so she got in a position on the outside of the bed where I have to lay and face the other way. So I am still on my half of the bed. Let's get back to the story here. Because there's no way for me to get on your half of the bed. Just so you know.
Was roll over in my sleep.
I'm just saying, we're not even there yet.
And I was awakened by a clashing of heads.
No. Here's what I felt. I'm asleep, and what it felt like is that you had gotten on the bed, stood up, and Jimmy Superfly Snukas me in the head.
It hurt. It hurt
wham!
me too. It was the same for both of us. This is what I think you don't acknowledge.
It's 2 a.m. Yeah, but I'm the receiver of the blow. I think there's difference.
Same.
I think in the wrestling world, even though it's a clash of heads, the one clashing the head doesn't feel it. And the one receiving it is the receiver of the blow.
Maybe there's some method to that, but since I was just rolling over, there was no method involved.
All of you to Google Jimmy Superfly Snukas.
I'm just going to let you finish telling the story because it's not even worth it.
You don't even know who Jimmy Superfly Snukas is, do you?
Why would I know that?
He was like a Hawaiian dude, and he would get up on the top rope. Now I'm standing because I got this headset on. And so he would get up on the top rope like this, Kelly. He would stand up and jump and land on
body slam somebody.
Yeah, so this is a whole thing. You've been Jimmy Superfly Snukas. And this is what you did to me on the bed.
I did not.
And wham! It is such. I showed you yesterday.
The dot on your forehead.
If I left this on your forehead and the police came by, what would happen? Did you leave this mark? We know that as far as the Fort Worth Police Department goes, as long as you do not leave a mark.
That's on your child.
Oh, as long as you do not leave a mark, then there's nothing anybody can do.
Yeah, but this was not intentional. This was while sleeping.
It's what you say.
Okay. This is baloney now.
Whatever.
You're just making crap up.
I do whatever I can to satisfy you. I sleep with like this big, huge monster 1950s mouthpiece in.
That was your idea.
Just to not make you upset. So
it doesn't make me upset. I was sleeping in another room, and I was just fine in there, and you decided, well, why you got to sleep in another room? Why don't you come back? I ordered this mouthpiece.
I ordered 2 mouthpieces. The first one, the dogs ate. If you leave it out, evidently it smells like me, and the dogs will eat it.
Maybe that's what they really want to do to you.
Right. They don't want me in the room. They also ate my half-inch hair, because I cut my own hair, my half-inch clipper. They ate it. Not the clipper, but the guard. I heard it while I was cutting my hair this week. I heard that it sounded distinctly like plastic being chewed. I went, oh, no. I looked down, and the green half-inch was gone. I'm like, oh, crap. Here we go. So maybe it smelled like my hair. They just want to eat me. Regardless, I have this wound on my head.
Whatever. You want to see a wound?
Whatever. We'll get into that. Band-Aid. We'll get into that later. It's matches because this is on the other side of my head. Have we discussed, and you have noticed, surely, my deformed head? Have you noticed it right here? That there's a lump? No. Well, you've surely noticed that. We've had this conversation.
Not really.
I would have been probably 6th grade in Michigan. We just play on the ice when it freezes because, I don't know, there's nothing else to do.
I don't look at you enough to notice.
It's messed up. Right. So I have this lump on my head because I was outside on the ice in the 6th grade and fell and hit my head and got a big, egg on my head.
Uh-huh. And it never went away?
Well, no. I fell again and hit it again.
Great.
So I have this deformed forehead. Now, this one's on the other side, and I'm afraid what it's going to be, it'd be like those dudes that have, the horns that they do the implants. So that would be real cool. I think if that happens, people are going to leave me alone at work.
Oh.
Hey, look, those horns are starting to come out. We're going to leave him alone. I think that's bad. I think we're going to leave. That guy's got some crap going on with him. Or maybe they'll just abuse me because they know, his wife probably just hits him when he's asleep.
You can join the guy with the special tattoos.
Yeah. I need some piercings but I just, it was so hard. I saw, in the 80s when I was playing football, back when, they hadn't invented concussions yet. You'd hit your head. And so I know now when it happens, you see this yellow flash. And so I saw that yellow flash when you hit me. I should be in concussion protocol.
Whatever. Did your ears ring?
I don't know. I know it still hurts.
Okay. I already had a knot on my head because earlier I had gone outside to put something in the outdoor trash can, and the TV was rotated sideways. And I walked right into the corner of the TV.
This is what I'm saying.
And I've got a knot on my head from that.
I think you were practicing. Said, you know what? I'm going to warm myself up. Get all warmed up so I can deliver this blow when Steve's sleeping.
Okay.
It's enough that the people at work said, what happened to your head? Did you? I tried to say I cut myself shaving. That's great. So when you look at it, and you've got a wound on your forehead. And initially, it's like when I say stuff at work, they really just don't listen to it because they assume I'm just...
Because you're speaking. That's why they're not listening.
They assume I'm just yammering. And so they acknowledge that I cut myself shaving, but then they realize that I said I cut my forehead while I was shaving, in the thought of shaving my forehead. And all of these things are just for, I guess, reactions for people.
Much like this entire conversation.
Whatever. You did suggest, this is a snort. You snorted. What's that about? You suggested last night that we replace the bed with the biggest bed possible. Could we go with the...
California King?
No, I want to go with the...
the special bed from...
Yes.
From the guy with a bunch of wives.
Yeah. Seeking Sister Wife.
Seeking Sister Wife with the family bed. They had custom made. It was the size of a room for
room's not big
8
enough.
people or something.
Why not? Could we do that?
No.
Why not?
Because you'd have to have all your bedding and everything specially.
Yeah, that would be a problem. And the door's not big enough.
Yeah.
That would be a problem.
Even if we got a California King, we would not be able to have side tables because of the configuration of our room.
Maybe, there's no way to change it.
Then you'd have to wall mount lamps.
I could do that. If you knew an electrician, that would be possible. We are going to talk about more. So much. Who knows? Kelly went to the doctor. I would say doctor, but you went to the doctors.
Yeah.
You saw everybody.
2 specialists.
You saw all of the doctors.
Yeah.
All of that and more coming up. Thank you for listening.
You can listen to the rest of this episode
by subscribing to our Coupled with Chaos channel on Apple,
by subscribing to our Patreon,
or by subscribing to our Supercast
for $3.99 a month,
where you can hear us talk about reality shows,
real life, and more on our podcast,
covering shows airing on TLC, A&E, Bravo, and the WE network.
Just follow the instructions in the show notes.
Tell your friends about this podcast,
and rate and review us on your favorite podcast player.
Follow us at Coupled with Chaos and all the socials.
Chaos.
Or contact us directly by email at coupledwithchaos@gmail.com.